Good morning, students. Am I audible to all of you? We shall just discuss the chapter, the enemy. We'll revise it. We'll summarize it. We'll discuss important questions and other things. Who's this child who's trying to join by the name Live Occasion? Time and again, I'm getting this request. Let's revise this chapter. It's already 10:30. It's past 10:30. So this chapter, The Enemy, as you all know, has been written by Pearl S. Buck, and she is the author of The Good Earth, and she had a belief that all men are brothers. She believed in universal brotherhood, and she strongly believed that all people are equal. And The Enemy, that this particular book has been written by her, and it was published in Harper's Magazine in the year 1942. And it confirms this chapter, it confirms this book, confirms her belief in equality of all people. Okay, so I'll share my screen with you, I'll share some content with you, and we'll discuss the chapter, then we'll discuss some important questions also, then I shall take up your doubts if you have any. Okay, let me just share the screen. Okay, so this story, as you know, okay, fine, fine, fine. So this story, as you know, is set in the days of the Second World War, and at the time when America and Japan were on the opposite sides during the Second World War. You know that there were two powers, the Axis powers and the Allied powers. So Japan was on the side of the Axis power, and America was on the side of the Allied power. Okay. Then the life of Dr. Sada, who is the main character, the central character of this chapter. And as you know that Dr. Sadao was an efficient doctor. He was a surgeon also, and he lived in a square stone house. He lived in a square house, a stone house on the Japanese coast. The house was set up on rocks above a narrow beach. And as a child, he used to climb pine trees on the beach as his father accompanied him. His father was what kind of a person was Sadao's father? He was a quiet man. He never joked and he never played with him. He was very serious about Sadao's education. He wanted that Sadao should become a famous surgeon. And from the very beginning, from his childhood itself, his father was a very serious kind of a person. Sadao was a dutiful son. He always obeyed whatever his father wanted him to do, and he followed his advice and whatever instructions his father used to give him. And he was stern also. He was strict, but very ambitious about Sadao's future. And Sadao's education was his father's main concern. So his chief objective in life was to give Sadao the best education possible. So he was sent to America. We've talked about his early life. Then he was sent to America at the age of, what was his age when he was sent to America? Yes, tell me. Yes, he was 22 when he was sent. And what was his age when he came back? Yes, he came back at the age of 30. So, and at the age of 30, he came back and he returned as an हाँ, ठीक है बच्चे, Gurnoor. Yes, 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 you are right. So he returned as an expert surgeon and a scientist, and he became a very famous doctor, and he was perfecting a discovery to render wounds clean. Now, see, these days, in the modern age, we have antiseptics and all, but during those days, when the story was written, during those days, there were no antiseptics available at that point of time. So, in order to make the wounds clean, he was working towards that direction, and he was perfecting a kind of a discovery to make the wounds clean. So, that is why he was very crucial for his country. He was very crucial for Japan. And and what was the reason for Sadao to be retained in Japan? He was not sent with the troops. He was kept back. Otherwise, he would have been very beneficial. Uh, if had he been sent with the troops, because the kind of surgeon he was, the kind of doctor he was. But the general, because the general Takima, who he was unwell and he could need his services at any time, and general was a very selfish kind of a person. So for his own personal interest, he held him back, and he just asked him to continue with his research. And at any point of time, if he was needed by the general, he could be called. If he had been sent with the troops, then general would have felt helpless because he trusted nobody except for Sadao. Okay, so he came back at the age of 30, and then One day, while he was just standing outside his home, what did he see? He watches, that was the date was 21st of February, and what does he see? He watches mist around the island near the shore, and his wife Hana was wearing a Haori over kimono, and she opened the door and she joined her husband. What do you understand by Haori and what do you understand by kimono? Bolo? And what is kimono then? It's a fitted Japanese dress, and Hyori is the outer garment that is worn over the kimono. And they both were a very happy kind of a couple. She just held his arms lovingly, and they both were standing outside in the balcony. And at that point of time, he just remembers his stay in America and how he had met Hannah at a party thrown by Professor Harley. Who was Professor Harley? Who was Professor Harley? Yeah, yes, he was an. हाँ बोलो. He was an American professor. Anything else about him? Yes, yes. He had invited his foreign students over dinner, and he had actually Sadao had not wanted to go, but at the last moment he decided, and it was at that point of time that he met Hana there, and he liked her at the first sight, and but he waited to fall in love till he was sure that she was Japanese. What was the reason for this? Not Abhay. Somebody else has to respond now. Abhay has already given many answers. So why did he wait to fall in love with Hannah and till he was sure that she was Japanese? What was the reason for that? Yes, because he knew it very his father. Yes, his father would never approve of a match with a girl who was not Japanese. He was, to the core, his father was rooted in Japan, and he liked each and everything about Japan and Japanese. And even his house, the furniture, the kind of furniture that was there, that was also purely Japanese. So in America, Sadao lived at Professor Harley's house, and they were kind of very kind people. But he found the wife of the professor very voluble. What do you understand by voluble? What is voluble? Wife of the professor was voluble, and she was very loud and she was very talkative also. Very talkative and very loud, yes. And hated American food. He hated this small room in which he was living, but still he was thankful to the people because they had given him a permission to stay at their home. Okay, so on a return, he sought his father's approval for marriage, and he married Hannah after. Can anyone just after permission and they got married in purely Japanese style as wished by Sadao's father. Okay, and then as both Sadao and Hana, they were leaning over that particular day on 21st of February. What were they doing? They were just leaning over the veranda railing overlooking the beach. The beach was right next to their home, and they noticed something black being washed ashore, and they became curious. At the first thought, at the first look, they felt that he could be a fisherman from the nearby villages, and then they just run down to the beach to help. When they ran down to help out that person, they noticed that he was an unconscious man and he was badly wounded. And when they had a closer look at him, that confirmed that that person was not a fisherman, but he was an American prisoner of war, and he was seriously wounded and he was bleeding profusely. So, and Sadao saw that he had suffered a gun wound and he was wearing US Navy cap. Okay. And he was a professional, he was a renowned doctor, he was a very famous doctor, and he was a skilled doctor. So he knew it how to stop the bleeding. At once, he stopped it by packing the wound with the moss that was available there only near the beach. Okay, and then they were in a dilemma. What is dilemma, and what was the confusion in their mind? What was the confusion in their mind, in both of their minds, Sadao and Hana's mind? What was the confusion? Yes, so they felt that whether they should give him shelter, because sheltering him would mean a lot of risk, and the best thing they thought would be to just leave him there only and turn him into the waters, or they also thought of handing him over to the police. But then, looking at his condition, Sadao knew it very well that the person would surely die, because if he was handed over as a prisoner, he knew it how the prisoners are treated in Japan, and because the war was going on, so the person would surely die. So, as a doctor, he could not think of handing him over to the police at that particular point of time. So he also thought of throwing him back into the sea, but also he could not do that too because the person was badly wounded. And then he felt that if he would take him over to his home, then the servants would detect it, and but they both of them decided to assure the servants of their intention. And what was their intention? That as soon as he gets better, they would hand him over, they would hand the prisoner of war over to the police. And this all they did because of the humanity. There was a lot of humanity in both of them, and also sense of duty, because he had taken oath to save life as far as it was in his hands to do so. And where did they keep the wounded prisoner of war? In Sadao's late father's room. And as you know, that everything there in his room was purely to the uh, according to Japanese taste. And even though the prisoner of war was very dirty, but he was covered with what? What was he covered with? What was he provided there in that room? The wounded man was very dirty, and Hannah did not want to cover him with something, but she covered him eventually with dash. What was that thing? Yes, with her silk. Yes, very expensive, and with the silk quilt. She did not want to, but she was feeling kind of repulsion towards the man. And but eventually, looking at his condition, she had to cover him with that quilt. And the servants were frightened, and they totally disagreed and they totally disapproved of the doctor's decision of helping the wounded man. And who was Yumi? Yumi was the governess who used to take care of the nanny of the kids, and she at once bluntly refused to wash the white man when Hannah asked her to do so. And but then when they were even after giving the assurance that they would hand over the prisoner of war to the police, the servants were not at all convinced. And they stayed there, but they used to talk a lot about their master. They used to think that he was very proud of his skill, and he was not loyal towards his country. And eventually, Hannah was the only one left to wash the wounds of the prisoner of war. But she totally disliked him, but she could not, yet she could not be cruel. Why could she not be cruel towards the wounded man? Why could Hannah not be cruel? What was it? What was, yes. Yes, and because she was in full support. She was very supportive towards her husband, and because he was a doctor, so she would not go against him. And when he had decided to operate, he got the patient ready, and Hannah assisted her, though she had never seen an operation before, and she brought towels, she brought each and everything, and she saw her mat that was covered with blood. It was soaked with blood, and she felt very sorry. She was feeling, apart from the hatred and repulsion that she had for the prisoner of war, she was also feeling very bad that her quilt, her mat, and everything was getting spoiled because of the blood that had seeped through them. And but Sadao was a very skilled doctor, as we have read earlier also. So with single-minded devotion, he was lost in operation. He didn't think about the blood that was oozing out and was dripping on the mat, or it had spoiled and soiled the silk also. And but Hannah became uncomfortable at the sight of the bleeding, because the wound that was bleeding, because she had never witnessed the operation before. She was not a doctor by profession, and she went out in order to just empty herself to vomit. And the man groans in pain while the operation is going on, because during these days, we give the patients anesthesia, we give them injection, but during those days only chloroform was administered discovered, and that was just by keeping a piece of cotton closed, soaked with chloroform, and keeping it close to the nostrils of the patient. So that thing did not last for long, and so he was in his unconsciousness, a bit of he was unconscious, but still he was groaning in pain. And she came back. She gave him anesthesia, and anesthesia here means chloroform only. And she had that apprehension of the man being tortured, because the why did Hannah had why did she have that apprehension? Why did Hannah have that apprehension of the man being tortured? Neck, yes. She saw the marks, the injury marks that were there on his neck, and she felt that the man was badly tortured while he was in custody. And please mute your mic, mute your mic. Yes. And then a bullet was taken out from near the kidney by Dr. Sadao, and he was served by Hannah because, as you know, the servants had retaliated and they had refused to even enter his room. And Hannah told him about her stay in America, and that is why she could speak English so well. And the prisoner of war is hated by Hannah, he's detested by Hannah, but she acted as a good host because, as we've already discussed, because it was her duty to support her husband, and also the humanity that was there in her that made her be a good host to the person whom she hated. And slowly he was recovering, and he recovered slowly. And he one day he was just on third day he just sat up, and but he was advised by the doctor to just lie down there. And the American was worried about himself, and he asked the doctor if he would be handed over to the police, but the doctor doesn't promise him anything. And he is not, he just mixes up his words. He's not clear in his whatever he says to the prisoner of war. And the servants of their servants, Yumi and all the servants, the gardener and everybody, they were critical of their master's kind action, and they wanted the master to hand over the prisoner of war to the police. And they left one day. They decided to leave the house, and they actually left. And Hannah did not stop them, but she just paid them off whatever their dues were. And then the doctor typed a letter to the police about Tom, about the prisoner of war. And but he could not finish the letter, and he kept the unfinished letter in a secret drawer. And Hannah noticed that one day a messenger came in uniform at the door, and she feared that what was the fear in Hannah's mind? She feared that he had come to imprison both of them, because she feared that the servants might have blurted out the truth about the sheltering of the prisoner of war to the police. And because the general had asked for the doctor, and the doctor informed the general. Doctor was informed that the general was in pain, and Hannah was relieved. And doctor confides in the general. He told the secret of sheltering the prisoner of war to the general. And what did the general promise him? What was the promise that was made by the general, General Takina? After the doctor. Bolo? Yes, yes. So he made a promise that he would send his personal assassins to finish off the prisoner of war, and and he also promised that they would also secretly take away his body, but they never came. And the general was also told that he could bear only one more attack. And the general had faith in doctor's efficiency, and that was the reason, because of his selfishness, because he had not sent the doctor along with the troops, and because he felt that Dr. Sadao could save anybody's life. And he promised, as we've discussed, as Vishwajit had just said, that he promised the doctor to send his private assassins to finish the prisoner of war. And he also assured him that he would remove the dead body as well. But Sadao became restless, and he spent the 3 sleepless nights, because whatever sound came, whenever there was any sound, the rustling of leaves, or he felt that assassins had come to kill the prisoner of war. But every time he went, every next morning when he went to the prisoner's room, he finds him lying there peacefully. So he spent three nights in total. He spent, which were restless and sleepless, but there was no sign of the assassins. Okay, then he decided that he could not bear it any longer, and so he arranged for the prisoner of war's escape. and he advised him to row to a little close by island. He also arranged a boat for him, and he warned him only to take help from a Korean ship. He gave him flashlight with instructions of how, when, and why to use it. Can anyone just talk about the instructions? What were the instructions that were given to him about the flashlight, as far as flashlight was concerned? What were the instructions? Asked him to catch the fish and eat it raw. Yes, yes. हाँ ये यही बोला था, नहीं चलानी, क्यों नहीं चलानी? Because then yes, otherwise it would have caught everybody's attention. So about the flashlight, he told him that he should just flash it once if everything was all right, and if he needed anything, then he should flash it twice, but only during the time of the sunset, not otherwise. Otherwise, he would be noticed and he would be caught. And he was provided with food, water, and everything, clothing. And he advised him to catch fish, and also told him that he had to eat it raw only. Okay, and then general told when the next time Sadao was called by the general, he informed him about the escape of the prisoner of war. The general had another operation. He had another operation, and the doctor told him that he told the doctor that he had totally forgotten about the SSS because he was preoccupied with his own illness, because with his own health, and that is why it just slipped off his mind. And both of them decided to keep everything a secret, and none of them doubted each other's integrity and patriotism. And then after the prisoner of war had gone away and after everything came to normal, the servants also returned to Dr. Sadao's home. Okay, and then one day while he was standing there outside his house, he just thinking over the entire thing, and he wondered why he couldn't kill the prisoner of war. And then he just recalled his days in America, and he thinks of the professor, the dull professor, Professor Harley, and his talkative, his voluble wife. And he also remembered his old teacher of anatomy. And what had the teacher told him? What had his anatomy teacher told him? That, yes, and something else was also there, was also told by the professor of anatomy. क्या बोला था उसने? बताओ. The human body. बोलो. Without, you have to have complete knowledge of the body, and it should be like as you have made it yourself. And if you don't have the knowledge of each and every atom that is there inside the body, and you are operating about that person, that is a cardinal sin, that is no less than a murder. So these were the words that were spoken by his professor of anatomy. And then Dr. Sudhao also thought of all the difficulties that he had faced in America, how everybody refused to give him shelter, and it was only the professor who was kind enough to make him stay there. And then we have the theme of the story. It is basically an anti-war story which aims at the glorification of war, and it highlights the endeavors of the author. What do you understand by endeavors? What are endeavors? Yes, which you want to do in future. The efforts made by the author to awaken the feelings of the reader against the horrors of war. And the author advocates the lesson of universal brotherhood, as we have already talked, that she believed in the essence of universal brotherhood and feeling that all men are equal. And also talks about the service of the wounded and the ailing is the best example of patriotism a doctor can exhibit. So as a doctor, whatever he did, that was the best example of patriotism that anybody could show. And the story also highlights how a Japanese doctor saves the life of an American prisoner of war and rises above narrow national prejudices. He doesn't think of his country at that point of time. He doesn't think of his loyalty towards his country. He feels that saving the life of the prisoner of war is much more important, and than thinking about his country or the war that was going on between Japan and America at that particular point of time. And he risked his honor, his career, his position, and life by sheltering a prisoner of war of the enemy country. And not only he gave him shelter, but also saved his life. And the author has beautifully portrayed the conflict in the mind of the doctor as a private individual and as a citizen with a sense of national loyalty. This can also come as a question, and we discussed it at length when we did this chapter. This was the chapter that took, I think, a maximum number of days to complete. It took more than a week, around 10 days, when we did it line by line discussion of the chapter. Okay. And then it says Dr. Sadau's father. If you get a question about Dr. Sadau's father, you can write like his father loved his country and he was true patriot. He was Japanese to the core. He always remarked those islands yonder. Yonder means over there. The islands over there were the stepping stones to the future of Japan. And he was a quiet and a very serious kind of a person. He never joked. Neither did he joke nor did he play with his son. He was seriously concerned about the education of his son, and he also sent his son to America to receive education in medical science and surgery. He was a true Japanese and devoted to Japanese culture and tradition. He ensured that his bedroom was had the traditional Japanese furniture, and everything was styled according to the Japanese fashion and contained only Japanese made furniture and goods. And the cook and the gardener both worked for Sadau's father when Sadao was just a little boy, so they were that old, and uh, and also loyal to their old master than to the young master. The old master was Sadao's father. Okay, sorry. Then General Takima, he was a very self-absorbed and a very self-centered, very selfish kind of a person who had no concern for his fellow human beings. He also used to beat up his wife cruelly and was very self-obsessed. All in all, he just thought about himself, his illness, his health, and everything. His selfishness is visible from the fact that he condoned Dr. Sadao's harboring and sheltering an American prisoner of war. What do you understand by condoning something? What is condoning? He condoned Dr. Sadao's harboring and sheltering an American prisoner of war. What is to condone? He totally ignored. Totally ignored this, which tantamounts to treachery to the nation because he was a general and it was his duty to bring it out to the notice. But for his own selfish interest, he did not do so. He did it for his own selfish purpose. He knew Sadao was an accomplished doctor who could treat his ailment, so he just kept him safe. He wanted to keep him safe for his own safety. His country is at war with America, but he certainly has a soft corner for his country. He took his degree in Princeton and he also understands American. And within his heart of hearts, he does not consider them bad. And all said and done, he certainly is loyal to his country, but again, the same thing comes that he thinks about his own self first, then he thinks about his country. Okay, then if you get a question about the prisoner of war, Tom, he was the American soldier who flung out of the ocean because he was deeply wounded. He had had a gunshot at the lower part of his back. He was a prisoner of war who escaped his enemies and was shot at the back. He was very young, he was bleeding, wounded, and he laid unconscious. Dr. Sadao took him to his house and provided him with medical assistance. He is a destiny's child. How? Because he not only braved the bullet, furious waves, and rocks as he is washed ashore in front of a duty conscious professional surgeon. And he suffered a lot of torture and also hunger. And because of both these things, he had become kind of a skeleton. But his strong, indomitable will. What do you understand by indomitable? What is indomitable? Which cannot be suppressed, something which cannot be defeated. So he had a strong will, and that is commendable, that is praiseworthy. And on gaining consciousness after the successful operation, he was rightfully fearful as he knew he was in the enemy territory. So he feared that the doctor might hand him over to the police. And later on, he feels safe in the Japanese couple's house. And he was thankful to the doctor not only for saving his life but also for helping him to escape from there. So Dr. Sudhao, the main character of the story, he's a renowned surgeon, a skilled surgeon, and he had a scholarly bent of mind. He's a very efficient scientist, and he was perfecting a discovery that was aimed at rendering the wounds absolutely clean. He enjoyed journals unfalling faith in his skills. The general had deep faith in him as a doctor and he trusted nobody else. So he's a dutiful son also because he had great regard for the feelings and sentiments of his father. That is why he obeyed whatever his father instructed him to do, and also he waited. For even before falling in love, he waited to confirm that the girl was purely Japanese. And he's a caring and a loving husband too. And he helped his wife when the servants leave. And he's a thorough professional surgeon and very meticulous and turns a blind eye and a deaf ear to everything else except his patients. What do you understand by meticulous? What is meticulous? He's very careful and about each and every detail. And he's brought back to life a person who is on the verge of death, the American prisoner of war, and he had a heart of gold and he was a very kind-hearted person. And last one is Hannah, and she maintains a balance of the qualities of head and heart. She's an ideal woman. She's a perfect homemaker, or the lady of the house, and she's a perfect companion as a wife, and she discharges her duties of a governess and a cook without demur and with a lot of efficiency when the servants leave the house. And she's very cooperative and understanding, and eventually joins her husband and helps him in the operation, even though she was not skilled, she was not trained, she was not a professional in that thing. And she carries herself with a lot of dignity. She paid the servants before they left, and she's an epitome of uh, femininity. And in short, she's a perfect wife, and she's capable and a devoted mother and a skilled homemaker. Okay, so this is about the chapter. And if I have to just go back from here, yes. So this was the summary of the chapter. Let me ask a few questions from you in order to just make sure whether you remember it and whether you have followed it or not. Okay, I'll just ask certain extra questions from you people, then I shall take up your doubts. Okay, why did the first question, if you have to answer in 30 to 40 words, why did the general spare the American soldier? Why did the general spare the American soldier? Batao?
Ma'am, so basically, ma'am, he spared the general. He spared the American soldier because he was very selfish and he wanted that Sadao, and he thought that if that American soldier was caught by the police, so Sadao would also be punished in the case of giving shelter to the soldier, and he didn't want that because he was to be operated by Dr. Sadao, so he ignored the American soldier because of his own reason. Yes, and he promised to Dr. Sadao that he would have him killed, he would have him murdered by his private assassins. But he, because of his ailment, because of his preoccupation with his own health, he just thought of himself and nothing else. And he totally forgot his promise. And he knew it that Dr. Sadao was indispensable for him, so he could not disclose that truth in front of anybody. So when Dr. Sadao told him that the American soldier had escaped, he just accepted that fact, and he did not bother Dr. Sadao, and he spared the American soldier as well. And when Hana told Yumi to wash the soldier, how did Yumi react? When Hana told Yumi to wash the soldier, what was the reaction of the governess of the nanny, Yumi? Bolo? Yes, Guru. Just speak loudly. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, Yumi simply denied to Hana that she would not wash the man as she had never touched the white man, and the white man is their enemy. Yes. So she was totally
Became totally she folded her lips in into stubbornness, and she gave Hannah a fierce look of resistance, and uh, she just said that she would have nothing to do with this white man, and she had never washed a dirty man like that, and she would never in her life wash such a person. Okay, next is what forced Dr. Sadao to be impatient and irritated with his patient. Otherwise, he was a very patient kind of he was very patient kind of a doctor, but he became impatient and he got irritated with the prisoner of war. What was the reason for that? Yes, Arushi, bolo.
Ma'am, because he was keeping an enemy at his house.
Yes, so he was giving shelter to a person who was from an enemy country, and he was caught between his duties, between the patriotism towards his nation and also his duty as a doctor. So he was double minded, he was in two minds whether he was doing the right thing or not by treating him. So, therefore, because of this confusion, because of this indecision, that he was not able to arrive at any solution, so he got impatient and he got irritated with his patient. Okay, so how did the gardener react when Dr. Sadao told him about the wounded American soldier? What was the reaction of the gardener in particular? He said something. What was the reaction of the gardener? Can anyone just elaborate about the gardener's reaction? Bolo.
Life of the prisoner when the earth or the nature does not want him to live, as first he was shot, and secondly he also got trapped in the stones and in the rocks at the beach. But why is he trying to go against the nature when the nature does not want him to live?
Yes, he was very anxious. He was full of anxiety, and he felt that he was a very superstitious kind of a person, and he felt that the nature did not want the prisoner of war to live. And by saving the prisoner of war, by trying to free the prisoner of war, Dr. Sadao was trying to go against nature, and the nature had struck him so many times. First of all, he was hit by a bullet, and then he was struck by the rocks, and now by trying to save the prisoner of war, Dr. Sadao was totally trying to go against nature. So he felt that nature's fury would fall upon Dr. Sadao. Okay. Question because it's visible to me. So I'll just read it out and then you have to tell me the answer. Okay. The first question says, in what condition did Dr. Sadao find the American soldier at the seashore? Batao. What? And no. Just hold on. Just hold on. You will first of all ask my permission. तभी मैं बोलूँ बताऊँगी. कौन आंसर देगा? बोलो. अभय बोलो.
His face was pale. He had a gunshot on the right side of the lower back, and blood was coming profusely from it. And he was also unconscious, and he was at the verge of death.
Yes, he was on the verge of death. He was bleeding profusely. He had a gunshot at the lower side of his back, and he was bleeding profusely. Next is, what role did the American professor play in bringing Hana and Sadao together? Yes, somebody who's not given the answer before. Bolo. Today. Who's this? Yes, Arushi, bolo chalo. Loudly.
Ma'am, may I?
हाँ गुरनूर बोलो.
Ma'am, Professor Harley played a crucial role, although by chance, in bringing Sadao and Hana together. The couple met for the first time at Professor Harley's house.
Yes. So they even though he played a role by chance, but it played a very crucial role because it was at his house that they met for the first time. Okay. So why did Dr. Sadao treat the American soldier even though it was an unpatriotic act on his part? You know it very well because of the humanitarian ground. He earlier on he was in a dilemma. He was in confusion whether to hand him over to the police or to just turn him over to the sea. But then he could not bring himself to do both the things, and he decided to take him home because of humanity and because of his duty as his loyalty as a doctor. And that at that particular point of time, he thought that more important than loyalty towards his country. And how did Hana help Dr. Sadao? ये पता है आपको. We shall discuss only those questions which we have not discussed today. Okay. Why did the general did not? Why दो बार did आया हुआ ऐसे नहीं होगा. Why did the general not order immediate arrest of Dr. Sadao, who had sheltered a white man? This also because he felt that Sadao was indispensable to him because he trusted nobody apart from Sadao. In what context did Hana remember the cruel nature of General Takima? Yes. कौन आंसर देगा? In what context does Hana remember the cruel nature of General Takima? What? Yes, Alam. But
on the neck of the American prisoner, she wondered about the about General Takima, and she wondered if he was really that cruel in real life, who wouldn't even spare his wife.
Yes. So she knew it that the general used to beat his wife a lot. So she was just thinking of that person at that time, that how he would treat a person and whether he would spare a person like the prisoner of war by any chance. Okay, good. Next is, what forced Dr. Sadao to be impatient? This we have already discussed. Who sent the messenger to Dr. Sadao? We know it. It was General Dakima. And what for? Because he needed him for his own health. And why had Hana to watch the wounded man herself? This also we have discussed. How did Dr. Sadao plan the American prisoner's escape? ये भी हम discuss कर चुके हैं. To choose between professional loyalty and patriotism was a dilemma for Dr. Sadao. How did he succeed in betraying neither? बताओ. Did he betray his country or his duty as a doctor? How did he succeed in betraying neither of the two? Yes.
Played both role toward his nation also, and also as a doctor. So first of all, if we talk him as a doctor, so he helped the helped the American soldier who was very badly wounded and was near death, and he operated him, and he was well, and then he became means he recovered, and the way he helped his country was that he also told about this to the general, that there is an American soldier who came to his house, and he also promised him to that he would kill him, but the assassins never came. So by this way he did both.
Yes. So very good. So in this way, Sadao performed both his duties well, but on the dereliction of duty was only on the part of the general, not on the part of Dr. Sadao. How did the arrival of the prisoner destroy peace of Dr. Sadao's home? You know it very well. The servants and everybody was disturbed. They even left the home, and all the duties they just fell upon Hana's hands, and how the peace was destroyed. Day and night they were thinking about what would happen if Dr. Sadao was arrested, and his career, the future of the children, everything was put at stake. So it totally destroyed the peace of their home. What was the general's plan to get rid of the American prisoner? Was it executed, and what traits of the general's character are highlighted in this lesson? So the traits that we have already discussed a few minutes before, that he was self-absorbed and a selfish kind of a person. These traits you can just highlight in this particular question, and the first part of the question we've already discussed. Okay, do you think Dr. Sadao's final decision was the best possible? Yes, we have already discussed it. This is a textbook question, and I think that would be all as far as your assignment is concerned. If there's anything that you would like to ask, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll just stop sharing it. Otherwise, I'll just move on to your attendance part. If there's anything that anybody wants to ask, he or she can ask on. Okay, bache, all the best for your test. Prepare well, and also submit your work in Google Classroom this time, okay, and in time before 5 p.m. Thursday. Okay, that is all for today. Take care of yourselves and have a good day.